You might be wondering, why is she on a bridge? Why is she outside? Why is she taping here? Today is a special Tuesdays with Madi. We normally do Mondays with Madi, but today is special. Today I commemorate the legacy, the memory of my beautiful firstborn son, Noah Abram Still. February 28th, 2008 was not your typical day. It was the worst day of my entire life. I spent 3 hours with my son that morning. He was 2 days old and he was barely over half a pound. And he could fit in the palm of my hand. His feet ended here and his head was right here. And I touched his hair and I stroked his hand and he held onto my finger like this. And after a few hours, the nurses convinced me to go upstairs and get some rest because they wanted me to have a healthy milk supply and to be rested. I hadn't slept in 2 days. We had had some scares, and I decided to go upstairs and get some rest. So I went upstairs and decided I would try to take a nap. How do you take a nap when your son could potentially die? And had I known that he would die in a few hours, I would have never left his side. So a doctor came and he said to me, I've been watching your son sleep. And the odd part of the story was that it wasn't his doctor. He was my doctor. He was my OB. And he said, listen, I think his kidneys are shutting down. He hasn't gone to the bathroom today. I think you should go check on him. So I called my husband. I said, Derek, I think you need to get here because he wasn't there yet. And he did. And within 10 minutes of his arrival, a knock on the door. And the nurse said, they need you downstairs. Now, I just had a C-section 2 days before, but I booked it into that NICU. I ran as fast as my legs could carry. I skipped the hand washing station. And when I got there, it was dark in the room. I guess it was napping time for the baby. The only thing that I saw was this shining light on his incubator. And my legs just collapsed. I want you to picture the moment where you see heaven opening its gates and you know that your child is going. And as I sit on this bridge, and this is my thinking bridge, it's where I run, it's my reflection bridge, and I feel so connected to him right now. I think of that moment and I think of the horror that I felt knowing that he was dying. I just knew. I knew that that was the moment. And we had had scares, but I knew that that was it. So, my husband ran to him. I couldn't do it. A nurse came over and tried to pick me up and she said, you gotta be strong because your son needs you. And all I wanted to say to her was, what about me? Who's gonna be strong for me? And I stood on the side and my husband said, just stand there, don't come any closer. Had I known that that was my last few minutes, I would have fought to be there. I was his mommy. I should have been there for him. I should have held him. I should have just told him that I was proud of him. And I could overhear my husband saying, it's okay, Noah. Let go. You can let go. Daddy's so proud of you. His lungs were collapsing. He was coughing up blood. I guess my husband was trying to protect me like he always does. A doctor looked over at me, tears in his eyes. He just shook his head. My husband came over and said, what do you want me to do? Should we stop? And the doctor said if I work any longer on him, he could have brain damage and he could die anyway. He's just over half a pound. And we made the decision to stop. And many of you moms who have experienced loss might be saying to yourself, how could you decide that? But we knew that it was the right choice for him. And sometimes when you make choices for others, it's not about you, it's not about the pain you're going to experience, it's about that person. And I knew that this was the right decision for him and the life that he would live. I didn't want him to live a life in pain, a life sick. And I've never felt guilty or regretted that decision before. But I do know who I am now. And I know that Noah served a purpose. And I believe that we're all here to serve a purpose. I believe that our purpose is to inspire people. I believe that our purpose is to bring hope into the world and to bring light into the world. And I believe that so many people have a light inside of them that they haven't shared. And I believe that you're not taken from this earth until your purpose is served. I believe that Noah's purpose was to tell a story through me. And now, 9 years later today, I got to share his story to the world with my chapter of my upcoming released book. The chapter is entitled Persisting Past Pain, because I was able to do that. I persisted past pain. Does today hurt? Hell yeah. But not as much, because I know that his story lives on. Today, I gave birth to him all over again. I gave birth to his name. I gave birth to his legacy. I gave birth to vision. I gave birth to just possibility for so many people to find their hope. He served his purpose. And because he served his purpose, I found mine. And I found my story. Subscribe, share this with others, and I pray that it gives you the hope that you need to. Thank you.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. The other night, dear, as I lay sleeping, I dreamt I held you here in my arms. When I awoke, dear, I was mistaken, and I held my head down and cried. Ooh, ooh, but you are my sunshine, my only sunshine, and you make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Lord, please don't take my sunshine